Hey guys, it's Siobhan with Kitty and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, hi, I'm Siobhan. I'm an intuitive tarot therapist, a spiritual counselor, a Reiki master practitioner, and an Akashic Records reader. All of the information is in the description box below for all of my services if you guys are interested in that. But today let's talk about the full moon. So this is what's called a blue moon, which is the second full moon in 1 month. So they're obviously quite rare, hence the term once in a blue moon. Usually they happen about once every 3 years or so. So this is a really great opportunity for us to continue to release and purge anything that we've been working on in the months leading up to this blue moon. It's a double opportunity. It's super powerful. We've had a series of super new moons in a row, the third of which will be occurring next month. So we have lots of energy at our disposal to be able to create what we want to create, let go of what we want to let go of, and become what we want to become. The full moon this month, the second one, this blue moon, is in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is obviously an earth sign. It's very grounded in the physical realm. Great for feeling secure, stable, grounded, safe. Really great for home environment and for physical health as well. If we want to set intentions or release certain habits or things that have been impeding that, then that would be a great opportunity around this full moon. Another aspect to kind of watch out for though when it comes to Taurian energy and that really powerful full moon essence is to make sure that we're not overspending or overeating or any of those things that kind of tie to that Taurian energy in excess, such as impulse shopping, impulse eating, anything to do with luxuries that can be a little bit too much or overblown. So that's just something to watch out for. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to experience that, but leading up to this full moon, I've already been like online shopping. I always just put stuff in my cart even when I don't buy it. So I just like to look at it like, oh yes, I could buy this. I'm not going to, but I could. So another great thing that you can do around full moons is to make moon water. Got my moon water right here. This is from last full moon that we had on October 1st. I still haven't used it, so I'm going to continue to use that one up, and I might make another second bottle of moon water for this blue moon. So all you have to do is get some kind of a container, preferably with an airtight seal, or just a lid on it. You can even use a mason jar and put it outside in the full moon light for at least an hour. You can also do it on the inside, so putting it in your window where you're getting moonlight, that's fine too. You can do that with a glass of water. You don't necessarily have to have it sealed, but I recommend using a sealed container when you're putting it outside just to prevent bacteria from getting into it. Then you can use it for everything. You can use it to clear, you can use it to cleanse, you can put it, you can drink it, you can put it in your tea, you can use it to cleanse yourself or your space. I use it to cleanse my cards more often than not, but I sometimes will also put it in my diffuser, which you can probably see in the background there, with some essential oils, and that just kind of boosts the energy of the water itself because it's infused with that moonlight. So just a fun idea if you guys are interested in something like that. I know we've all got our own little personal full moon and new moon rituals by now. I usually journal if I can, or I'll make moon water, or I will just focus on my intention or what I'm looking to release. I always do my readings, so that helps me to get into that energy as well and to pay mindfulness to it, to be aware of it. But there's so many other things you can do. There's so many other things and practices that you can incorporate into your life to create and use this powerful lunar energy to your benefit. Also, for those of you who are wondering, no, I don't wear glasses. These are not prescription. These are blue light blocking glasses that I got from Tyne. It's an eyewear company. I will leave the description in the box below. And no, this is not sponsored. They did send me these as PR, and I've just been trying them out for a while now because they sent them to me a hot minute ago. But life got crazy and things got in the way, and I didn't make an actual video about them like I was going to, but I use them all the time, especially since I work so much on my laptop and with my phone, and I watch TV a lot, so it's just great for all of that. It blocks the blue light so that you don't get your sleep cycle and your melatonin and your pineal gland and all that, the pituitary gland getting all messed up with that. So anyway, I find that they help. I get better sleep at night. All right, so let's get into the reading. We're gonna do a tarot card reading and we'll just see what the cards have to say. It's general, just for the collective, so no sign specific kind of a vibe, but it's for everyone and it's timeless. Even if you're watching this after the full moon, the energy can still apply to you because energy is not limited by time or space. All right, guys, so stick around for that. Hey guys, welcome to the full moon, blue moon, Taurus moon reading. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to use a series of different cards, and I hope you guys like this new tapestry I've got in the background here. I felt like it would be very fitting for the Taurus new moon, or sorry, full moon, because it's all green and earthy and beautiful. So let's see what wants to come up. Just take what messages resonate with you and leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate, it's just not for you, or it's not for you at this time. Okay, so this is the Fairy Oracle. It's a tarot deck as well, but it's more like an oracle deck. So, Taurus full moon. So we've got the Star, Princess of Spring, and the Magician to start off the reading. So the Star is a card of hope, and it says, look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. The Princess of Spring is fire, the fire element. So this is the kind of like the Page of Wands, but it's the female version of that. So it's optimistic, enthusiastic, creative, and energetic. And it says it's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons and let your creativity take flight. The last card is the Magician. You can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. So this overall, right away, super positive message of success and reaching for the stars, quite literally, moving towards your dreams, expanding, using the power that you have within you, the inspiration that you have, the free will that you have to be able to move forward. So let's get some clarifiers on these cards. Oh look, I split the deck and there's the Star. So double confirmation here of this renewal, hope, faith, being optimistic, looking forward, following your guiding star. So let's get a clarifier on the Star. What is this in regard to for the full moon? On Halloween, no less. Ooh, the Ten of Swords. Okay, so the Ten of Swords is a card of stress, mental stress, being overwhelmed, having lots of things going on all at the same time, or having built up to this point where it's like you can't go on, it's complete defeat almost, or you're just completely burnt out and done with that situation. The Ten of Swords can also be about feeling stabbed in the back or having things not work out, possibly because of what other people have said or thought, or because of your own negative or self-critical thoughts or beliefs. And the Star's coming in saying, this is done. This is over. No more of that. You've gone through this cycle. You've endured, you've been resilient, and now there's a bit of a respite coming in for you so that you can recover from all of that, because this is not an easy energy to be in. So the Star comes in and brings you that hope and that optimism back after a really rough ride, because a lot of the times when we go through something that's really challenging or difficult or painful, we tend to lose hope a little bit. That hope doesn't go away, but it dims down. So it's rebuilding that hope up, rebuilding that optimism, looking on the brighter side, but not in a toxic positivity kind of way, just acknowledging what you went through and the feelings that it evoked and the situations that resulted from that, and saying, okay, well, I don't want that anymore, so I'm going to create something different, and I'm going to have hope that this situation is ending and that I'm going to transition with my own power to create something better. So let's get a clarifier on the Princess of Spring. That Page of Wands energy. Oh boy. Well, I'm really glad that we have these first 3 cards, because these clarifiers are like, oh my God, this is a lot of dense energy. So the 3 of Swords is, again, it's like heartbreak and grief and loss and pain, emotional pain, but it's also the way that we think about these situations, or communication that was painful, or things that were leaving us feeling depleted, leaving our heart feeling, you know, wounded and guarded and restricted. So the Princess of Spring is coming in and saying, again, where's the optimism? Where can you find that hope within yourself, that faith to be able to keep moving forward, to reignite that enthusiasm, and to find the inspiration to express yourself creatively again after a period of what feels like very dense, troubled times. And the Magician. Why is the Magician here for the full moon on October 31st? Oh my God. Is it this deck? Like, what's going on here? No, but the 5 of Cups is grief, loss, emotional pain, things from the past that were lost, things from the past that were really challenging. Oof, yeah, these clarifiers are some heavy, dense energy. So all of this stuff is being released. All of this stuff is being replaced with hope, optimism, energy, and the ability to create from a new blank slate, because the Magician is the number 1, which is the new beginning energy, right? So we've got this potential here to move on from whatever grief and pain and stress were our experiences in the recent or distant past. Okay, so I'm gonna get some more cards from the Rider-Waite. Okay, so what's the guidance then? How do we embrace this change? Ooh, Ace of Swords in reverse. How do we create with this energy, this powerful energy? Ooh, yes. Okay, High Priestess. So the Ace of Swords here with this energy of starting something new and moving on from like a heartbreak or something that was really painful, mentally and emotionally, is to tap into this psychic energy, the intuition, that's where faith comes from, right? It's faith in a higher power. It's faith in a purpose, faith in something greater than what these limiting situations or disempowering experiences were essentially about. So this is, yeah, this is great. And the Ace of Swords, even though it's in reverse, it's still a 1. It's still a new beginning energy. So this can be implied in a sense of internalization, if we look at it that way, in a more positive light, rather than the opposite of the Ace of Swords' original meaning, which would be the Ace of Swords being about clarity, new thought, new communication, messages or insights coming in. The opposite of that in the reverse would be, being blocked, feeling cut off, not having that new inspiration or that new insight or that opportunity for enlightenment. So I'm going to choose to see it in the context of this is simply the internalized energy of the upright Ace of Swords. So this is a very internal, intrinsic, new opportunity for thought and perspective. It feels very much like a shift in perspective that will create action that comes from that. Justice. So the Justice card brings us balance. I like how it's got the sword here as well, because it's creating balance from situations that were imbalanced in the past. So it's having hope that this balance is going to come, that justice is going to be found, served, created, whatever. So this sword of justice is here to cut out the things that are no longer serving. And in this case, it was a lot of the stress that came from having all of these swords in your back and in your heart, and the grief and the loss and all of those things. So I really see this as an opportunity. It's going to free up a lot of new energy. Letting go of some of these things, balancing some of these things out, cutting some situations out. The Justice card can also imply cutting out people, situations, or environments that have contributed to or created some of these issues. There may be a major change that's coming. This new beginning may require you to let go of something, especially if it's something that's been hindering you, that's been causing stress, anxiety, pain, worry, doubt. That's something that's worth sacrificing. Holding on to those things only burdens us, it only weighs us down, it only limits our ability to feel empowered and to move forward. So it only keeps the vibration low. The best thing that you can sacrifice in this situation to welcome this new beginning is that stress, that worry, that pain from the past. But sometimes what can happen is that we resist letting go of pain for one reason or another. Sometimes it's because we feel connected to it, or because it feels familiar. Sometimes it's because it's all we have left of someone or something. Whatever the case is, know that if you're not ready to let go of that pain, that's okay too. You don't have to force yourself, because the more you try to force it, the more resistance there will be. And resistance isn't a bad thing. Resistance shows you where you're trying to change something. So if you are experiencing resistance, that's a good sign. It actually shows that you are in the beginning stages of change. And once that change starts to happen, once the ball gets rolling and the resistance starts to decrease and it releases and the tension releases and everything starts to just flow, that's when the change can really show up in the more positive aspects, where we have opportunity, we have growth, we have freedom, we have empowerment, all of those great things. Okay, so let's get a Wisdom of the Oracle card. Really glad I have this little tapestry here that my mom gave me. I want to get a space one as well, because that's kind of like my jam, right? I like galaxies and nebulas and stars. But I really love this because I love green, I love nature, and because it's reducing some of the noise from me shuffling. So yay, because I'm very sensitive to sound. Okay. What messages and wisdom from the Oracle would like to come through for the Blue Moon, Loyal Heart? Ooh, that's interesting. I actually just had this card in a client reading that I did today. So this is all about loyalty, where we find loyalty in the heart. Now, the interesting thing here is because the heart is here with the Three of Swords, and then we've got the loyalty of the heart here. This could be, it could be either way. So let me get some clarifiers on that. Because say, for example, like I was saying, sometimes we don't want to let go of something because we feel really loyal to it. Or we don't want to move on from somebody because we feel like that almost like an obligation to be loyal. Or it can be just straight up loyalty, but sometimes, and this is an actual Taurian trait, and I know this from experience because my mom's a Taurus, they can tend to be loyal to a fault, right? So being loyal past the point of the other person being justified of receiving that loyalty. Sometimes, you know, that Taurus energy is just so loving and so unconditional and so forgiving that they will endure pain and suffering and grief and limitation in the name of loyalty. On the other aspect of it, on the other side, the loyal heart coming in can bring you this new level of loyalty and love with a partner or with a person or with yourself, with a friend, with a family member, whatever it is that you're loyal to. It can reignite that if that's something that you think would be best for you. Again, it's trusting your intuition. There may be more to it than we're seeing or that's coming up right now, but it will all become clear as we move forward. That's what the star's about. So it's not seeing the whole picture right now, but being able to have that faith and that trust to move forward and to love, because that's ultimately what loyal heart is about. Loyalty stems from love, appreciation, respect, trust. So let's see what the situation is with this loyal heart for the full moon. Strength. Wow. Having the strength to let go of something, to move through something, to continue to be loyal to something if that's what needs to happen. The Hanged Man, so something might not be moving quite the way it was expected. There may be a lack of clarity because the Ace of Swords in reverse and the High Priestess can signify things being kept secret, or not secret, but maybe just you're not able to access that level of information or that knowledge or that wisdom, whatever it is, for one reason or another. The Hanged Man can also indicate sacrifice too. So there's two cards here about sacrificing something, letting go of something to gain something else. Because when the Five of Cups lets go of those spilled cups, when he moves on from that, he's got the two cups that are ready and waiting for him. These two cups could be these two owls, a new relationship, or a renewal in a relationship that is needing it. Whatever the case is, take it as it resonates. But this strength can help you to endure. The strength that comes also with hope, with faith, with optimism, with a new beginning or an opportunity for a new beginning. But it does feel like this Hanged Man energy here is still kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. But while you're waiting to see what's going to happen with somebody else, maybe it's time for you to really focus on you. Either way, be loyal to you. Have the strength and the discipline to let go, and the awareness to let go of things that aren't serving you, to bring balance back into your relationship with yourself, because your relationship with yourself dictates how all other relationships go. Let's get one of these, the Amenti Oracle, Living with a Feather Heart. These are daily guidance and ideals of Ma'at, which is an Egyptian goddess. Nope. This deck is by Jennifer Sodini. Okay. Oh my God, that is so crazy. I cleared these cards, guys. I shuffled them, I did stuff, and now it's the Loyal Heart came up in the last reading I just did, and the I Achieve with Integrity came up in the last reading I just did as well for that same client. And it also showed up in the last reading that I did for the new moon. So this is a really potent energy that's wanting to be known and that we're working with as a collective, because it showed up in the full moon and the new moon reading and the reading that I just did today with a client. So this is a big energy to focus on. How are you moving with integrity? Are you being loyal to yourself? Are you moving in integrity with what you're wanting to achieve, with what you're wanting to create or what you are creating? Are you in integrity? And I see this especially in relation to how you integrate and work with other people, how you communicate with other people, what you put up with from other people, what you are able to give to other people. It's all about these relationships and these dynamics and how in alignment are they, because integrity is all about that authenticity that's in alignment. It's the pure authentic self. The integrity is always really focused on what your morals are, what your boundaries are, what you will and won't accept or will and won't do. Wow, okay, interesting. I get one more from this deck, and then I want to pull a Crystal Oracle. I converse with awareness. So conversing with awareness could be, yeah, again, it's like communication, right? So we've got a lot of Swords cards here, which can be about communication. It's also kind of how we're thinking about things, but how we think about things, obviously, you know, that's what we end up, for the most part, communicating with others with greater or lesser degree of clarity. But this, I converse with awareness. Let me grab a clarifier. What's the conversation? Ooh. The Six of Swords, so another Swords card, this one being about moving out of troubled waters or situations where there was a lack of clear communication or a lack of groundedness. It's essentially like there was emotional turmoil, there was stress, there was anxiety, there was conflict, there was chaos, and now it's moving out of that and moving into calmer waters. This can indicate travel as well, specifically travel over water, but it doesn't have to. I converse with awareness, especially coming in relation to that oracle card. I really see this as being about communicating clearly, establishing boundaries, looking within, seeking to understand what it is that you really want to communicate, what is in integrity with you, what is in alignment with you, what feels authentic and empowering. And if there's a situation or a relationship that is not reflecting or respecting that integrity and those communications, then it can be about walking away from it, leaving it, or just taking some space, which might be something that needs to be let go of, because we've got all those cards of like stress and anxiety and loss and grief and pain, and it's like let's let that go. Let's have the strength to move forward, find hope again, create something new, reestablish internal love. Okay, so let's get last card, the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle by Judy Hall. Ooh, Purpurite. I don't think this one has ever come out before. I've had this deck for a long time, and to those of you who have been with me for a long time, you'll know, because I used to use this more often, and I just pulled it out of my storage box. So, you know, getting back into that card. So this is a multi-dimensional crystal. Interesting. Okay, let me find the page. Wow. Oh my God. Purpurite is the curse clearer. Holy crap. Okay, Purpurite is extremely effective for psychic and aura protection. Purpurite grounds high-frequency energy, harmonizing the physical body to the new vibration. It helps you to break away from self-destructive or self-limiting behavior, energizing the physical and mental bodies. It overcomes tiredness, apathy, and despondency. Old habits and patterns, including those inherited from ancestors, may keep you mired in the past. Subtle energetics of ancient curses or ill-wishing could be affecting you. These may be personal or passed down through the family line. You may be open to mental influence from others. Be open to new ways to heal. Protect yourself appropriately, but do not be overly defensive. Check out whether you have inadvertently offended anyone. If so, make reparation where possible. If not, send unconditional love and forgiveness without needing to know why or where. The past creates the present, but the past can be repaired and the present healed. Yeah, so we're still in Mercury retrograde, guys. It's going to be ending on November 3rd, but then there's the shadow period after that as well. So we're still kind of in that energy of communications going a little bit wonky with people, things just not necessarily being understood the same way. There's a high risk for offending others because Mars is retrograde as well. So these are some things to watch out for. I've been talking about these in the past videos as well, like the new moon and the last full moon reading as well. But specifically for this full moon, it really feels like this is breaking away from something that was really like a heavy limitation, because all of those negative cards, all of those, not negative, but all of those more, you know, stressful, anxious, painful cards, all of them came up, but in relation to really positive cards. So this is this is, yes, those are coming up, but they're clearing. They are being released. You're breaking curses. You're breaking ancestral lineages of karma that may have been passed down inadvertently through the signature within your DNA, through the physical body and the expression therein. It can also be about breaking karmic cycles within the soul and the soul blueprint. That's what I do with clients with the Akashic Record soul realignment readings. It's really looking into blocks and restrictions that go against your divine soul blueprint, which is your authentic expression of self, and how those came to be, how many lifetimes ago they got started, and how to take action in a new direction to be able to clear those, to be able to put an end to those patterns. Because those patterns were really limiting, and that justice has been served, right? Those karmic patterns, as soon as you become aware of them and you start to take action in a new direction, they're cleared. In my experience working with clients, there is no such thing as karmic debt. It's purely our awareness and our choices that make up what we experience, and that the subconscious beliefs, the stored trauma from the past, from past lives, from our ancestry, all of those things are not ours to pay off. All we have to do is bring it to our awareness and end it, right? We bring it to our awareness. As soon as we have that awareness, we accept it, we understand it, we're able to then make new choices, direct our energy in a new direction, in a new focus, and that karma no longer has power. It's just cause and effect. As soon as we make a new cause, we get a new effect. We get a new reaction. So this is fantastic. This blue moon is really super powerful for breaking these ancestral curses, these karmic loads that many of us have been carrying and experiencing unconsciously through chaos and drama and disempowerment and toxic relationships, or at least disempowering relationships, I should say, or disconnection from ourself, or disloyalty to ourself and our own needs, and or lack of success in how we apply our energy and how authentic we are and how integrity we are. So this is beautiful. I'm really happy about this. This full moon is bringing us a lot of release. So sit under the full moon energy if you can, make some moon water if you feel like it, do a reading for yourself, or reach out to me for a reading if you don't know how to or don't have the cards to do it yourself, or if you just want an outside objective perspective. All of the information for email readings, recorded readings, Akashic readings, and Reiki sessions are all in the description box below this video. Also check out Tyne if you're looking for any of those blue light blocking glasses, and my new merch line as well. I can't wait for it to, I ordered a sweater and a hoodie, so I'm still waiting for it to come in the mail. And then when it does, I will show you guys in person, and if you vibe with it, you can rock it too. All right, I love you. Thanks so much for your support, for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you resonated, if you like this, and if you didn't, that's fine too. I love you either way. We'll see you next time. Bye guys.